Matty Patra. He comes back up. The Bruins call up 3 guys from Providence who all make their, well, for Patra, he'd played 14 games earlier in the season, but all mixed into the lineup last night and all had an impact. For a guy like Matt Patra, I think one of the things that stood out, and Joe Sacco had talked about that after the morning skate, is that the Bruins could use his speed to transport the puck through the middle of the ice. And we saw that and his ability to make plays. I think that the Bruins haven't generated a whole lot of offense off of the rush this year.
Yeah, he's mentioned that specifically as well.
Heading into last night's game, again, they're 28th in the National Hockey League, and it's hard to play that playoff-style grinding offense. Dump it down low, win a battle, go low to high, get a second opportunity, screen the goaltender, battle for those second opportunities. They scored some goals off the rush last night, and they generated some odd man opportunities. And so that's what a guy like Matt Patra can do, is to play with that skill. He's a playmaker, and he can wheel with the puck. But I think in the bigger picture, and this is one of the things that you and I had a chance to hammer out during our pre-show talk, he had an excellent game last night. Now you got to do it again and again and again and again. And the other thing that you have to think about is he's 20 years old. So there's going to be some dips. He's still learning how to be a National Hockey Leaguer. But I think going down to Providence, where he had a chance to get more ice, more reps, get in better shape, find the confidence in his game, you could see all of that benefit the Bruins last night.
Yeah, you could. We'll continue the conversation on Matt Patra, but I want to get to this first, if I could, because you are watching the Hockey Hub. And if you like what you hear, then make sure to like and subscribe to the show. Hockey Hub can be found on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and wherever else podcasts are found. There's always time to promote the show, Judd, even if we're in mid-thought.
I'll tell you what, nobody can make a smooth segue like that. I challenge anybody at this network to make a segue better than you.
I bring it down a little bit, and then I bring us back up, and then we're back into the conversation. And there we go.
You're like the Nesson DJ.
Yeah, that's right. On the ones and twos, Adam Pellerin. Wiki. All right. Yeah, showing our age there. So anyway, Matt Patra, I don't know if people, realize or remember. I mean, this is a 20-year-old, right? He's a 20-year-old who made his NHL debut last year, right? Remember, again, not to recap Matt Patra's life story here, but nobody really expected him to make the team out of training camp. He ends up making the team. They have to make a decision whether or not they send him back to juniors. He sticks with the team. Then he suffers the season-ending shoulder injury, right? And he has off-season shoulder surgery, and he has to build himself back up. And then he's back with the Bruins, and then he gets hurt in the preseason. And so you're thinking, oh, man, another injury to deal with. So he ends up joining the Bruins, gives him a little, push, right? And I'm trying to think of the game where he made his season debut, but he made an impact, right? And you're like, all right, this we're picking up where we left off, the promise of Matt Patra. But then to your point, this is a young kid, has a dip, gets sent down to Providence, and so it was interesting to hear him talk the other day when he got called up, talking about gaining more confidence, being more comfortable, and really falling in love with the game again and not worrying about tomorrow and focusing on the present. So, yeah, great that he gets all this ice time, great that he gets puck touches, great that he was producing in Providence, but he was getting his mind right too, Judd, which was a big part of it.
Oh, that's a huge part of it. And remember, these are 20-year-old kids. And all these kids who the Bruins draft or every National Hockey League drafts, you want them to get to the National Hockey League as fast as possible. Everybody gets there. I know that the saying is you're there when you're ready. Sometimes guys are called up before they're ready. But Patra forced the Bruins' hand last year based on the way that he played in training camp. He earned the opportunity to be with the Bruins. But the catch was that based on his age and where he played prior to coming to the Bruins, they couldn't send him to the American Hockey League. If he were a European player, they could have sent him down. We can have that other discussion later. But for a lot of these guys, and I know that you you and I have had these discussions with Brick and Beersy and a lot of people. You want to give these kids an opportunity to learn the game at the American Hockey League level. There is so much to learn. There is so much to take in, especially the mental side of the game. One of the things that he talked about was you get sent down for the first time, and you're so down in the dumps, you think like your world is over. And that's not the case. This is a job. You're a professional. How do you get better? How do you get yourself back up there? And that's just part of the process that you have to learn as a pro. And listen, I would love it, and I'm sure every Bruins fan would love it, and certainly the team and the personnel people would love it if he played last night if he played every game going forward the way he played last night. It's not a reality. It's not going to happen, especially with a young player. You're going to have those ebbs and flows. There's going to be some dips, and there's going to be some peaks in his game. And what I think you want to try and get out is get more consistency in his game as he grows as a player. But if he can continue to do that and provide the Bruins with that spark, the speed, the ability to transport the puck, to make plays, to be a reliable 200-foot player, that's going to be a huge benefit to the Bruins going forward.
Absolutely. And, they need it, right? they need the help. And if Matt Patrick can provide that presence on the ice, that would be huge for the team moving forward. And, you like seeing him on a line with Charlie Coyle, right? Because he can protect him a little bit. He can take faceoffs, and, Matt Patrick doesn't have to worry about that part of the game. And we've all talked about the center position in the Bruins and their, the responsibilities defensively. It's a lot for anybody, never mind a 20-year-old. And so, and the other thing that Joe Sacco had said too, you learn how to play away from the puck, but we don't want to take away his offensive abilities, right? They want to make sure that they put that front and center as well.
Oh, I've seen that in the past. I've seen guys, talented first-round picks, that they come up to the National Hockey League and they're put in completely checking roles, fourth-line players, and they stay there and they never move out of there. And then the moment that they make an offensive play and they make a mistake, the coach just tears them a new one, and then they're afraid to make plays, and then their game starts to go downhill. And then they become, okay, I'm a checker, I guess. And that's not what you want, because there's a lot more ability and potential in Matt Patrick's game to help the Bruins. I think that I think what you would hope is that he's a guy who can if he continues along the developmental path that you want, and it's not going to be a smooth one. It's not going to be a straight line going up. There's going to be some dips in there, but he projects out to be a player who can play in your top six. I don't think that you project him as a fourth-line center. So you have to make sure that he has the ability to bring that out of his game.